You know, sometimes the biggest ideas are hiding in the simplest places. Today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating concept about language, and we're going to do it by looking at just one single, very powerful word. And that word is poison. Yeah, I know, it's a word we all recognize, right? It carries a lot of weight. But what's so interesting is that its simplicity is actually the key to unlocking a much, much bigger story about how we communicate. So, I went and looked up the definition from our source, the Simple English Wiktionary, and here's what it says. Poison is any substance that makes people or animals sick or kills them if it gets into their body. And that's it. Notice what's not there. No complicated chemistry, no long list of examples. It's just incredibly straightforward. And that's what got me thinking. It's the big question for us today. For a word that's so serious, you'd expect something more technical, right? This definition feels almost too simple. So what's really going on here? Okay, so this is where our little investigation really kicks off, because it turns out there is a very specific reason for that simplicity. And figuring it out is going to teach us about a whole philosophy of language. And here we go. This is our first big clue, and it was hiding in plain sight right there on the source page. It says, poison is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, I'm guessing that phrase doesn't mean a whole lot to you right off the bat. It didn't to me either. So, what in the world is the Basic English 850 list?
That list? That's our key. So, let's get into it. Let's crack this 850 code and figure out the system that's behind that super simple definition of poison.
850. That's the magic number. And trust me, it is not random. This number is the entire foundation of a really unique way of thinking about the English language. So that list is the heart of a system called Basic English. It was actually designed way back in the 1930s, and the whole goal was to create a version of English that was super easy to learn but could still say pretty much anything you needed it to, all by using a core vocabulary of just 850 words. But here's the thing. It's not just a short word list, it's a whole system. The big idea is to take a small, manageable set of words and just get the most out of them. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife. Each word is chosen because it's so versatile, so you can use it in a bunch of different ways to get your point across clearly. Okay, so that's the theory, but how does it actually work? Let's bring it back home to our original word poison and use it as a case study to see this system in action. And this right here is where it all clicks. Because poison is one of those 850 core words, it's built to be flexible. It works as a noun, the actual substance that can hurt you, but it can also be a verb, the action of using that substance. One word doing double duty. So here it is as a noun. He put out poison. The sentence is super simple, totally clear. Poison is obviously a thing here. And now, watch this. The exact same root word, but this time it's an action, a verb. They poisoned, see? It describes what they did. That's the smart, efficient design of Basic English right there. And the flexibility doesn't even stop there. The system has simple, regular rules so you can adapt the word. From the beast's word poison, you can easily get poisoned for the past or poisoning for something happening now. You don't have to learn a ton of new words. You just learn how to adapt the ones you've got. So, here's the big takeaway. The real power of Basic English isn't about knowing thousands and thousands of words. It's about having a small set of powerful, multi-purpose tools that you can combine and tweak to express a massive range of ideas. It's all about working smarter, not harder. So, we solved the mystery of the simple definition. But that kind of opens up a much bigger question, doesn't it? Why does any of this matter? What's the point of simplifying language anyway? Well, it really all boils down to one word, accessibility. Systems like Basic English were created because of this powerful idea that clear communication can break down walls. It can cut through confusing jargon. It can bridge gaps between different cultures, and it can make sure important ideas get to everyone, not just a select few. And that kind of leaves us with one final thing to chew on. In the incredibly complex world we live in, which path is better? Should we be trying to simplify our language so more people can be on the same page? Or is the real goal to master all the rich, messy, beautiful complexity of language so we can describe our world with more and more precision? It's a great question. Thanks for tuning in for this explainer.